Hello YouTube, I am back with another video. I know it's been a while, so I apologize on that. I've been going through some things, taking some time to myself, going within, working through some shadow, shadow energy that wanted to come through and alchemize itself out of my system. So we always got to honor that within ourselves. But yes, I am back. I am back. Spirit has channeled a few things to me. So I will likely be getting at least 3 videos out. We'll see how quickly I can get those messages channeled. Okay, so that is confirmation right there. I don't know if y'all heard that, but my phone dinged. So yes, okay, Spirit. They're like, yes, get it out, get it out. So yes, I do have some channel messages that have come through for different members of the collective that finds themselves to my channel. If I could get that all out. So yes, let's get started. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rachel. I am a psychic intuitive. I work with your higher self and your spirit team to bring through messages from the divine to you. And yeah, that's how I work, and that's what we do here. So if you found your way to my channel, thank you for coming. I hope that you get the messages that you need. And yeah, we'll get started. So the message that came through for today was a message of relationships. So not just romantic relationships, right? But like any relationships. And the fact that we have come into this 3D plane, this three-dimensional, space in order to allow our souls to grow. Okay. So this I'm hearing is like a really important message to get out. There is a collective of us who are working through relationships, working through difficulties in relationships, relationship dynamics that are challenging. We're having to have conversations with people that might feel a little bit more challenging, a little bit more dense. Some of these energies that we are working with are very dense. Some of these relationships that we are working through are familial. Some can be with coworkers. It's really, any relationships that you are that you have a particular dynamic with that maybe feels triggering. Okay, so some of the more triggering dynamics. Okay, and the thing that spirit, divine, source, intelligence, God, your ancestors, I wasn't going to say ancestors, but clearly your ancestors, your spirit team, your higher self, what they are trying to pull through is to get you to understand that these relationships are meant to be experienced. Yes, these relationships are meant to be experienced, right? Our souls have come into this world for a purpose, right? We're here to expand. We're here to grow. We're here to learn the lessons that our soul has asked to learn before coming here. Okay, so everybody that we encounter while we're here on earth is a soul that we have come in, created a contract with, okay? I'm hearing karmic contracts. So some of these contracts are karmic contracts, okay? But we've created these contracts for a reason. We are Earth. And I know some of you have heard this before. Earth is a school, okay? Earth is a school for our soul, right? We are here to learn. We are here to grow. Some of these relationship dynamics, oh yeah, Spirit, some of these relationship dynamics are very dark. They're very dark, okay? And for those of you who are working through dark energies, right? Dark, some of these things are, some of these relationships are in the sense of 3D thinking, right? Are unfathomable, right? And some of the collective is going through these, working through these darker, deeper energies, right? And trying to understand. And the message that's coming through is that, you know, some of these dynamics, these dynamics are here for a reason, right? They're here to show us, to teach us what our spirit, what our soul was asking to experience. That can be a hard pill to swallow. I mean, I've had, just with the understanding of what some people go through, right? My guides are showing me there are people that are out here that, so there's this woman that's somewhat in my neighborhood, but not in my direct neighborhood, like on the outskirts. On the outskirts of my neighborhood. And she's homeless. I see her pretty much in the same spot when I drive past this particular location. And she's always talking to herself, right? And to the outside perception, and even in my what word am I looking for, Spirit? I was gonna say my perception before my guides kind of brought this to my attention. There we go. Is that something is not quite clicking, right, with this woman. But what is happening is that she has chosen to not experience this dimension with the collective consciousness, right? She's disconnected her consciousness from the collective consensual consciousness. So where an outsider looking in would say something's wrong with her, right? Spirit, source, infinite intelligence looks at it differently, right? Because we're all connected. We're all one. This this woman's soul has come to experience a dissociation with the collective, agenda, with the collective consciousness, with the collective three-dimensional consciousness, right? And that is what her soul intended when she incarnated in this earth school. So the reason why that's coming through is sometimes we can be fixated. Sometimes we can be fixated on the problem, right? The quote unquote problem. The problem with society, the problem with the expectations, the problem with the expectations, what people expect to happen, right? What we expect should be what we have given precedence over is not always what the soul's journey is meant to perceive, right? So some of these things that we're fixated on, we can allow ourselves to see the situation in a different light, right? If we understand what the soul's journey is, we can learn to let go of the expectation of society. We can learn to let go of the expectation of what that person should be experiencing, right? Because that's not what that person's soul is asking to experience. The soul, we are here to learn. We are here for our soul's progression, right? We're not here for what the three-dimensional plane is telling us. Yeah, we're not here for what the three-dimensional plane is telling us. We're here for the soul's evolution. The way that this came up to me as well, I'll share a little personal story. And this might be relevant to, yes, yeah, definitely relevant to someone else's experience, right? So lots of burps. I have been finding myself more focused and fixated at times on my relationship that I'm cultivating with my children. I can sometimes be hyper focused on ensuring that I am being the parent that I want to be. So, meaning my parenting is coming from a need to fix a wounding that I had as a child, right? And rather than doing that, my guides are telling me I need to flow with the energies, right? Flow with the currents of what's happening in the here, the present, rather than fixating on what I didn't get as a child, rather than fixating on healing my inner child through my children, right? The healing of the inner child is done within the self, right? We're not putting that on our children. Our children, our children have chosen us, before we came here. We chose our children. I have 2 children, so I've chosen them before I came here. They chose me as well. We've come into an agreement that this is the way that the dynamics are going to play out in our relationship, because this is the lesson that my soul is trying to learn. Okay. So when we have some of these understandings, Spirit is bringing it back. When we have some of these understandings of the soul's journey, we can let go of some of the expectations of how things should be, how things should look, how things should play themselves out, right? Rather than giving into those expectations, what Spirit is asking us to do is lean into our intuition, flow with the currents, flow with the currents of energy, right? Sometimes the energy can be more dense and intense, and other times the energy is more light, right? And as long as we are feeling within our spirit, within our soul, tuning in, going within, tuning in to our bodies. Our bodies can tell us the direction, 1717, the direction that we are meant to be heading in, okay? Some people are worried about conversations that they're needing to have with people. Some people are fixating on old wounds that shouldn't be necessarily fixated. So we're not meant to fixate on a specific point in time, right? Everything is happening in the here and the now. Everything is happening in this current moment, okay? How do you feel right now? Are you working through these energies? Are you grounding yourself? Are you able to go within? Okay. There's some emergency vehicles in the background that are capturing my attention. So maybe, these are urgent messages, right? Spirit is bringing forth, these are urgent messages. It's vital that we are not focusing and fixating, right? That we are tuning into our bodies, that we are listening to our guidance system, that we are meditating, that we are grounding our energies, right? Some people are worried about cycles that they thought were closed out. And when they come back up, it's causing a spiral, spiraling back down into these shadowy energies. And what Spirit is saying is, it's not that you haven't worked on the issue. It's that the issues are going to come back up because time is not linear, right? We are not working through these energies in a linear fashion. We are working through these energies in a divine fashion, a divinely orchestrated fashion, right? In a divinely orchestrated manner. Some of these energies cannot be worked out all at one time. We are, it's like, I'm seeing lots of burps. I'm seeing a chisel, like an artist chiseling a sculpture, right? So it's like we're chipping away at these denser energies. We're chipping away at them, yes. And we are lots of distractions, so that's strange. We are so like an artist will start, you know, their sculpture, and then they may, you know, do something else for a while, right, before they come back to it. So that's kind of how we are being guided, right? So we're working 2112, so we're working through these energies. We are chiseling away at them. Spirit is not overwhelming us with, you know, working through these energies. So we may work on them. We may then, you know, feel good about where we're at in that space for now. And then some time will come back around where we start working on those energies again. So this is meant to be. This is appropriate for you. This is not a digression of any sort, right? This is all divinely orchestrated. This is all part of the divine timing of your evolution, of your soul's evolution, of your soul's growth, of your soul's journey, of your of you being here in Earth School. Yes. So I believe that's all the messages that are coming through. If there's anything that comes back in to expound on this, because I feel like there's going to be more energies that maybe are going to want to expound on this, I'm feeling, I will create another video for that. Again, I do have a few other channeled messages that came through. I may be pulling some cards on those additional messages as well. This one was just a straight channeled message. I don't feel that there's any cards. That's pretty succinct here, I'm hearing, on the end of the guides. So if you have any questions, you can certainly leave them down in the comment section. If you have any comments, you know, definitely leave those below as well. If you are feeling resonant with this energy, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to grow this community. And until next time, thank you so much for bringing your energy through here. And yeah, we'll speak again on the next video.